Good evening, everybody. Welcome to what's going to be the first in a series of episodes of Let's Play Blood Bowl. I am Shameless, and first thing I'm going to do is go over, I guess, a little bit about Blood Bowl and team creation. I've already made up my team because that's going to save me a lot of time in recording, so let's just go over it. Basically, you start with a treasury of 1 million gold to make your team complete. This will later translate through the things you buy into your team value, which my team value is 970, which means I've spent 970,000 gold. Basically, remove the last 3 zeros of the number, and that's what you're with there, your team value. So we're going to be playing humans, roster-wise. Oh, clicked one too many times. I picked myself up 4 blitzers, my doctors, 1 thrower who comes with pass and sure hands. My blitzers come with block, which is going to be a very good defensive skill, and I'll explain more about that as we get into the game. Linemen are just middle of the road as they come. They have average movement, average strength, agility, and armor value. And we have our big guy, our ogre, who, although extremely useful and very strong with 5 strength, is a little bit slow, but not as slow as some. He has throw teammate, which we're not going to be using. He has loner, which means he doesn't get to use our rerolls very often. And he can also go boneheaded, which is an extremely bad thing. But it happens. So, I mean, he's big, he's strong, but he's also unreliable. So you get some balance in there. We're going to be playing the Middenheim Trauma Crew, which is why all my guys are named after doctors and nurses. They are a trauma team that is now on the pitch to cause some trauma. So after picking my 11 players, which is your minimum, I went ahead and picked up 3 rerolls. That left me with 30,000 in my treasury, which hopefully after one game I'll be able to get an apothecary, which if any of my guys suffer a serious injury or death, I'll be able to use that apothecary once per match to try and re-roll that into something less serious. Or I could just basically fail the re-roll and the person will take the exact same injury or an even worse injury than they had before. So that's fun. Kind of sucks. We're actually going up against a lot of really quick teams that I don't like playing against. But we're here to do it. So our first match is going to be against Dark Elves. This is single player mode. This is going through a campaign, so we're going to be able to build our team as much as we want. And we'll have to deal with death and spiraling expenses and all sorts of fun stuff as we trash our way through the different leagues. The thing I like about human teams is they're kind of middle of the road. They're able to change their gameplay style depending on who they're going against. If you're playing a more squishy, fast team, you can kind of play a more bashy style and basically take advantage of them in that way. If you're playing a more bashy, slow team, you can use your speed and the fact that most of your guys do have 3 agility. There's not a whole lot of 2 agility on the team. The only one you're going to have is your ogre to try and play a more fast-paced game and outpace them. So let's play. So basically it compares our team value. They have a much higher team value, so we're going to get some money for that. You have the option to transfer money from your treasury into petty cash to add to the money that you're going to receive for the difference in team value. I choose not to, so we get 330,000 gold to spend on inducements, which one thing I'm going to make sure that I buy is an apothecary. I might even buy 2 for this first game. No, we'll stick with 1. We'll get a reroll, which is the extra team training. Give ourselves 1 more reroll. Now the whole game is played with dice. And you know what? Because I don't want to go 2 cheeseball. Let's just get a couple apothecaries. Just in case. I don't want anybody dying my first video that I'm recording. The game is played with dice rolls. It is actually an adaptation of a tabletop game made by Games Workshop in the 1980s, and is still widely played today. And this is the third installment of this game to come out. Unfortunately, there are 3 different versions of the game. You have the Blood Bowl, the original. You have Blood Bowl Legendary Edition, and this is Blood Bowl Chaos Edition. Each one added in new teams, and I don't know why they decided not to just make that DLC, but either way, it's up to them. So we get to organize our players because we are the ones kicking off, so we get to set up first. The offense does get kind of an advantage there. I want to make sure I have linemen. We can kind of space them out a little bit. I'm okay with that. I want my blitzers over here on the side where they can do the most damage. Now, if I do have time, okay. You see this guy and you see these yellow X's around him. This is his tackle zone. You want to kind of have these tackle zones meeting up so people have to make dodge rolls to move through those. This is why I don't have as many people standing right next to each other. But we are overlapping a bit, and if you have 2 tackle zones like this guy here and this guy here, both have a point here. So if he tries to dodge out of there, he'll be actually have to roll a higher number to make that dodge. And I think we're good for now. Let's kick it off. So they only have 1 reroll. I'm not going to exactly get into a lot of the mechanics, but basically we rolled a blitz on the kickoff table. That means we actually get to start our defensive drive on their turn. I have my dice log turned on over here, so you're more than welcome to look at that. I know that I do. It does provide a lot of useful information. Alright, so we got a runner. It would be very nice to injure that runner right off the bat. So this is what we're looking for. White dice is good. Now, if I were to go over here, you see I only get 1 dice because they're at equal strength. Over here, this guy's giving me an assist, therefore I have more strength than him. I get to roll another white dice, which gives me 2 dice to choose from. Counterintuitively, Defender Stumbles is not as good as Defender Down. So we're going to take that, and we're going to push him to the side. I will follow because I need to follow someone. Alright, so he fell down. He's got a bunch of stars over his head. That means he is stunned. That means my Blitzer now has a nice space to run free. Run free, Blitzer. And what I'm going to do for the time being is I am going to mark these guys out. I'm going to have my thrower hang back. Yeah, let's just go ahead and move him.
It should just require the...
And I forgot to move myself to a different mumble channel for the time being. But we're going to hang back here. I'm going to keep my thrower kind of back because I'm playing Elves. Elves are very much famous for what is called elf bullshit. And I don't want to get caught by doing that. Or with them doing that anyway. Because they are Agility 4. All Elf teams, the entire team is pretty much Agility 4 unless they have big guys. And that means they're extremely good at handling the ball, passing the ball, catching the ball, intercepting the ball, making dodge rolls. Very much, almost everything you do in this game is based off of agility. with the exception of throwing blocks, which uses your strength. So starting with that inherent bonus is nice for them, and I wish the camera did not do those types of things. So what I've done by marking these players out is basically he has to throw a block at me or dodge away from me to be able to do anything with these guys. And since we have equal strength, well, he's going to come up and throw a support, but I think he still only gets one die there. As you can see, he dodged away from my ogre, which was smart of him, because my ogre does have Mighty Blow, which means whenever he hits somebody, he is more likely to injure them. Alright, so there. Saw the block skill got used by both. And we actually got an injury, but it was through a tackle zone, so I didn't get any points for that. Yeah, let's go for it. This isn't the smartest move to start off with that, but it gets my ogre up in his face. I don't... Now you see these red die here in the walkway. That means he's going to have to dodge through a tackle zone to move to that square. I don't want him to have to do that, so I'm going to go ahead, move him up. I'm going to move this guy over here because it gets us closer to the ball. And it also allows us... Okay, so as you can see, this is a one dice block because even though I'm getting assisted by him, this guy is also getting assisted by his teammate. So once again, we're going to have to mark him out. Now that I'm in his tackle zone, he doesn't get to throw an assist unless he picks up a skill called Guard, which we'll be getting quite a bit of. I don't want to follow him up because I don't want to move right there. I'm kind of going to hang back, see what my ogre and my blitzer can accomplish. Let's move over here. That lets me get 2 dice on this guy to punch him in the face. Yeah, I'll move up. Alright, and we knocked him unconscious. So he goes... Oh, pardon me. Hold on a second. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so he goes over here into the dugouts. As you can see, we got one guy KO'd. One guy who's badly hurt, which, again, kind of counterintuitively, badly hurt is probably the best thing you can hope for when one of your players gets injured. I'm going to come over here and mark out this witch elf. And that's going to be the end of my first turn. Hopefully with this being one-player matches, I can make this a little shorter than an hour. I doubt it, but we'll try. Alright, so he was able to get quite a few assists there. And actually knock my ogre down. I just made 2 dodge rolls, because all he had to do was roll a 3 or higher. And as skills are used, you will see them pop up. And as I get to use them, I will explain them to you. As you can see here in the dice logs, though, basically he rolled a both down dice and chose that dice. So we both used block and nothing happened. But he has screwed up. Alright, so again, both of us have block. Not going to do us a lot of good. Okay, so we need to hit her. All we have... Alright, this guy's the closest, so let's punch her with him. Move her over there and follow. This guy... I might have to make a going for it roll. Let's go ahead and stand our ogre up for the time being. And that's not always successful when trying to do that. So now you see these little dice here on the ground. This means I can move to that square, but it's a gamble. I believe I have to roll 2 or more to be able to make that move. I don't want to move him here, because that's going to put him in that tackle zone. So we're going to... And I failed it, so I'm going to use a reroll. And go. And we can get our 2 dice block on a blitz, which we both have block. So this both down is going to do nothing. Now, basically you can move or block with a player on your turn. Once per turn, you can use a blitz action, which is this lightning bolt here, and actually have a character move and block in the same turn. Now he's moving this way. And we got a guy right here. So we're going to try and make that as difficult for him to make that pass as possible. We kind of want to move in on him, so... Alright, got a defender down. I'm not going to follow him. I don't want to move backwards. I want to stay marking out as many people as I can. I am by no means an expert Blood Bowl player. I have played about somewhere around 300 hours. I think I'm at 272 hours played in Blood Bowl. I do really enjoy the game. It's a lot of fun. Alright, let's stand you up. Hopefully we get a nice punch in the face on this guy. Yeah, that'll work. Follow him up. So that's going to move us next to this ball carrier. We can get rid of this guy. Good. Follow up. We now have freed up our blitzer, but for some reason he's getting 2 red die. I don't understand that. I guess maybe from this guy? Let's try our ogre. Okay, so he went boneheaded. I'm not going to waste a reroll on that. I lost his tackle zone, though, so I'm not happy with that at all. We can move this guy up. That's still giving us 2 red die, and it's not showing us from where. He only has 3 strength. Oh, we'd be getting one from this guy. That guy. Alright, well, let's see if we can move this guy about. Yep. Follow him up, and we've knocked him unconscious, so he's going to be off the pitch till at least the end of the drive. And now this guy's in a tackle zone. He can't give an assist. It's only giving us a 1 dice block, though. I'm still, I guess, not quite understanding that. I guess because this guy has guard, he's able to throw an assist towards his own block? I don't know. I don't know. But we got a reroll. We're going to go for it. And that's why we wanted to do it with a reroll, because that's attacker down. That's basically rolling a 1, and we rolled a 1 again. Because Blood Bowl does that. I'm still not quite sure. I guess because we had no bonuses going towards anything. It was an equal block. That's really what it was. And I'm just crazy for not realizing that sooner. Alright, so we're going to stand up our blitzer. Get a 2 dice block here. Not exactly what we were hoping for. That's still a 1. That's still a 1. Alright, and he didn't bonehead. But all we could do was push him. Alright, so... Okay, I don't want to move my guys onto this. I actually don't really like having these guys on the sideline at all. Because you can get what's called surfed. And basically what that means is you get knocked off the pitch. And she has dodge. Well, woo-woo for you, right? Alright, we haven't used our reroll this turn. Okay, and we got a good hit. Defender down. That's a nice punch in the face. And we knocked him off the pitch. But unfortunately, that does throw the ball in a random direction. Because it went off of the pitch, you have to throw it in randomly. Let's try a little bit of Razzmatazz. Oh, this guy. Could this guy do it? Actually, this guy could do it a lot better, so we're going to go with that. Alright, he managed to pick up the ball, and we're going to do a handoff to this guy up here. We failed the catch roll, re-roll it, and still failed. Because Blood Bowl will do that. It was on a 3+, so, I mean, pretty much 50-50. Oh, actually, it was a 4+ catch. I rolled a 3 twice in a row. But we're not in a bad position to get the ball. Fortunately, we're playing Elves, so they're just bouncing and dodging and just being Elves in general. No, I'm not going to reroll Bonehead. No, I'm not going to follow him. Knocked him unconscious. We're actually not doing really well getting the SPP that we need, which is star player points. Alright, there we go. There's 2 SPP. Thank you. I actually needed to talk about that. So he just gained 2 SPP. Once he gets level, or 6 of them, he'll qualify for a level up. There and there. There and there. That's a 1 die. That's a 2 die. Punch him. Move him there. Move this guy up. Still getting a 1 die. But... Alright, where is a blitzer? That's just a lineman. I would like to do this with some form of block. Because she has block, so that gives me a better chance of this working out the way I hope. That's a good one. Let's just push her over there. Get next to the ball. Alright, we got more people we can move. So I'm going to make it pretty difficult for him to try and hit me. Again, the rules are pretty similar as to American football. Basically, whoever gets the ball first gets the best to defend in the second half. My God, I'm having trouble with words and things today. Alright, I think that's all we can do for right now. Now, each, kind of noticing there are no downs. None of that. Basically, each half is separated. Each person gets 8 turns per half. And so once both of us take our turn 8, it'll go to halftime, and we kind of start the whole thing over again. Now, fortunately, the computer isn't the brightest, so things that work against the computer aren't going to work for you in online. I have been playing online as much as possible. Alright, so Dr. Death or Jack Kilvorkian. Or Dr. Kill Patient. Dr. Kill Patient won't be able to do it all in one turn. Jack Kilvorkian can. So we're just going to pick up the ball. get ourselves a good score. Alright, and we kick off again, and the AI talks to you, so if you see this over here, they put that in to, I guess, give you the full Blood Bowl experience. We're not dealing with that. So if you see that thing flashing for the entire game, I might get tired, just click it off real quick. But, okay, they get cheering fans, they actually get an extra team reroll. Which, at the half, okay, I kicked it out of bounds, so he gets to give the ball to any player on his team. At the end of the half, you also get your rerolls back. So those 4 rerolls really only need to last me 2 more turns. And he can actually start moving the ball. He has a good chance to score before the half, especially since Elves. Because, yeah, they're Elves. Now, granted, Dark Elves are kind of the slower moving, higher armor, bashier elf team. That's not good. I'm going to have to risk my last reroll against Loner, and it actually worked. That was extremely lucky. And Mighty Blow. Anytime he gets to make a hit, Mighty Blow adds 1 to his injury roll if he manages to break the armor, as you can see down here. Armor value is 9+. We rolled an 11, broke the armor, get to roll an injury against him. And we're just going to come around the backside. Come around the backside. Let's move this guy over here to support. I don't want any tomfoolery on the sidelines here. That guy have guard? That guy has guard. So, that is skill there. Guard means he cannot... like I was saying earlier, we put people in our tackle zones, so they couldn't add an assist. Even if he's in a tackle zone, he gets to add an assist. So, the best we can hope for right now is a 2-dice block. But we're not going to be able to do that very effectively. Okay, we can put a guy here. We're not using that square. I don't have much hope for scoring this one, but I'm not going to disallow the possibility completely. So we're going to throw a couple guys downfield here. And see if maybe we can't get the ball for a last turn score. I do need to mark this guy out. I'm going to take this blitzer here, and I'm going to mark these 2 guys out. He has block, so he should be alright. We're only going to get to throw a 1-dicer. We have no reroll. And we both have block, so both down does nothing. Block is one of those top tier skills that you want to get. It is counterable, but when you're going against someone who doesn't have it, or doesn't have a wrestle, which I shouldn't really say counters block, but I mean, you get the intended result, and it's actually a pretty good idea to actually have people with wrestle on your team. You're probably going to see me get wrestle on my linemen. So in case they have a ball carrier with block, I have a solution for that. So he'll have to make a going for it roll to get in the end zone. Both of them will. In these early games, you're probably going to see me scoring a lot with my blitzers, or at least attempting to, because they are the most important guys on my team, and once I get them to level 3 or 4, they're going to be just fine playing defense. And I can focus on getting my offensive guys some SPP. Which, I mean, my thrower is generally never out of the question. Every time he completes a pass, he's going to get SPP. You get 1 for completing a pass, 2 for causing a casualty injury, 3 for scoring a touchdown, and I believe it's also 2 for an interception. Alright, she has dodge. Let's not move him, so we can add an assist over here. We'll move there and punch him. Making my thrower go on the blitz. Actually, we can just go with him. Who's that, a lineman? Not a big fan, but my thrower will be able to pick up the ball maybe and get a pass off. Oh, and of course that happens. Let's see if we can knock the ball back the other way. Yeah. That was a bad decision on my part. Actually, that worked out fairly well. The only bad part is, I believe, yeah, he has to dodge into a tackle zone to pick up the ball. And nobody can help him out. Come on. Okay, gotta push. Happy times. Grab the ball, you fool! Alright. We don't have a reroll. So we're gonna go for the easiest pass. But he failed the catch. Oh my. So as you can see, there are some games where everything you do is going to work out fantastic. And there are some games that no matter what you try, the dice are going to kick you while you're down every single chance it gets. I believe we get the ball this time. So I'm going to drop some guys back. And pardon me again, my throat is just killing me today. I'm sorry if I'm coming through kind of quiet. I've been trying to adjust my mic levels without making it go crazy, and so far it hasn't been the most successful endeavor. Let me just put it that way. Alright. This guy here. Dr. Kill Patient. Will you punch this guy in the face, pretty please? No, you chose not to. Okay. But we made a hole. Dr. Death can head right up through there. We can go mark some folks out here. Move here. That'll give this guy an assist hitting this guy in the face. Alright, so we don't have block. We can't use both down. And if we use that, we go down. Gonna have to use a reroll, and we get to punch him in the face. So, happy times. We love punching elves in the face. I don't think anyone is gonna be able to get to him. I may be wrong, but we're gonna move him up. We're gonna keep this guy back to help protect him. Oh, that's not good. And I don't know why I chose to roll that die. So now we definitely have a nice big hole for them to go through. And he can blitz a couple of his guys and get the hell out of there. This is kind of what we didn't want to happen, but it happened. That was fortunate. Now, from where he is, I just need one going for it, and he could score a touchdown. So if I can clear this guy off my back, I should be able to score. Should. There are a few things that I do want to try, like hitting this runner again. It doesn't look like they're going to let me do that, though. Because it's only giving me the option for a 1-dice block. Okay. Alright, so that is kind of a long pass. I'll actually have to take, I think, 2 GFIs to be able to get him into the short range. Which he has a reroll on pass, so I'm kind of... Okay, I really don't want to risk another one. Do it. Okay. Oh, man, come on. What are with my guys today? Just nobody wants to catch the ball. It was even accurate. And what he's doing is he's moving me off the ball, because if the ball is in one of my tackle zones, it's more difficult for him to pick it up. I want to hit this runner really badly. Oh, man. Yeah, most of my guys right now are marked out on one-on-ones. This guy has block. She has block. I have block. Everyone's got block. Let's just end our turn. Hey, we're still in a good position. We got our ogre, who's not boneheaded, so it's going to be hard for him to move his tackle zone off of that ball. So, now we're not going to follow him up here because I want to make a line to the ball. But I hit the button anyway because I'm not intelligent sometimes. Dr. Death, alright, you're in somebody's tackle zone, so let's just give the ball to you. I want to hit this runner in the face because he has a low armor value. I want to injure him badly. I'm going to push him this way. Hit him again. Nice punch in the face. Basically trying to keep him to where he can be hit as often as possible. But Dr. Death is opened up. And score our touchdown. somehow one of my guys does not have the correct shirt on. That's not correct. Hold on one second. I have to eat some heartburn medication. That doesn't seem right to me because I'm pretty meticulous about making sure my guys look exactly how I want them. We get to blitz again! Hooray! There's our runner. I don't like putting my guy on the sideline like that, but we're gonna do it anyway. You come up here, say hello. Punch the runner in the face. Alright, so we have block. He doesn't. We can take this. And to me, it seems like I get nicer injury results when I do things that way. So I like to do them that way. But unfortunately, that does kind of clog our hole on this side. So I'm going to have to do something about this guy. I don't know what I can do. Hopefully he won't get any MVPs. And I can cut his ass. Because it's very odd to me that I did that. I don't do that. So I think the game may have bugged on me. And I'm kind of, I'm overcommitting a bit here. So let's move you toward the middle here. Can we stand this guy up? Mr. Kneecapper? Yes, we can stand him up. We're going to put you in a tackle zone so you can't catch the ball as easily. You have block and dodge. You have block. I don't want to make either of those hits. But I can move over here. Okay, so I didn't declare my blitz action yet, so what I can do is this if it works out. Because I chose blitz, if I don't follow him up, I can take the rest of my remaining moves after the hit. Which works out nice. I mean, he's got a very large hole to get through here. I think I've kind of helped eliminate some of his downfield targets. And really, just the secret of this game is risk management. That's the buzzword there. So we're going to block this guy out, take our little lineman, move him here, get us a 2-dice block. We're going to re-roll that. Yes, we did alright, but he still has dodge, so it didn't do us much good. but we can move our other blitzer. And hopefully even our big guy. So dodging away from that is going to be difficult for him. Normally. But again, Elves. So I don't hold up too much hope of this working out the way I intend it to. Let's go ahead and mark him out. Let's move this over here. To allow... Nope. Okay, she still has an assist going there. Alright, not much we can do. We each have 2 more turns at this point. Well, technically he has 3, including this one. So... But that ball is deep. And of course, he needed only a 3+ to do that. He rolled a 6. Critical success. Because he's a jerk. And this guy has dodge. Why wouldn't he have dodge? This guy dodge. Freaking Elves. Okay, so this guy can... Both of these guys can get there. So I am going to rely heavily on that. Alright, that's a good hit. Follow him up. He did get the ball. So what I want to do is do my best. Oh, man, I am getting really freaking lucky with these loner rolls. Alright! SPP on the ogre. Oh, happy day. That does make me very happy. I like it when my ogre gets star player points. Alright, so what I'm trying to do here is form a cage. And if I can show you real quick what proper caging is. Basically, you're trying to make a 5 on a dice. You want another guy over here, but unfortunately I don't have anyone I can get over there, so we're just going to leave it as is. But you want this because you want people to have to go through tackle zones to hit your ball carrier. I see a lot of guys try and cage in this, and this position. And what they don't realize is you can still come in from these angles and directly hit the ball carrier without having to dodge into a tackle zone. So that's not the way you want to do things. Who has the ball right now? Dr. Richard Grabber. Okay. I will probably have to hit this gentleman, but as I showed you earlier, we can hopefully blitz him out of the way and continue on. Or they can just fall on their face. This is our last turn. We have no rerolls, so I don't want to risk getting a turnover before we can get Richard Grabber some SPP. 3 injuries thus far. I think only 2 of them I got star player points for, though. Yeah, we're kicking off again. We got a fine. We're fine for that. Yeah, that is our 3rd blitz this game. Where's that runner? Did I already take him off the pitch? I guess I might have taken him off the pitch. Yeah, I think my ogre punched him in the face. I mean, this isn't going to do us any good, really. It does give us the opportunity to at least punch one person. Possibly get an injury. And maybe disrupt what they're trying to do. Maybe? Just maybe. You're taking so many risks. I knew it was going to happen eventually. And of course he makes his dodge, because actually he failed the initial one, so he had to use dodge, which gives him an automatic reroll when he fails a dodge attempt. There it happened again, but since he got that free reroll when he failed it the second time, it did not work. Alright. That is the end of the match. Hopefully the sound and everything came out okay on this. Something I'm always nervous about. So you roll a d6 for your winnings. Typically my rule is if I roll a 3, I'm not gonna re-roll it. Let's take a chance. Alright, we got 70, so we rolled a 6 our second time. That's super helpful. And some of our players have gained enough experience. I forgot to talk about the MVPs. Let's go to season stats here. So Dr. Death got an MVP. At the end of every match, one of your players will randomly be given an MVP, and he will receive 5-star player points for that MVP. So he got a total of 8, which means he's going to level up. Awesome. So we go to roster, click this little thing here, and he got a double. That's huge. The one in movement allowance. Dat 1 in movement allowance. I kind of want that more than dodge at this point. You get strength in general on normal, so really the big thing would be if I want an agility skill. Having a block dodge combo on a blitzer, or what's called blodge, that would be pretty nice. That would be pretty nice indeed. But I think I'm going to take the one in movement allowance. That's going to make him a movement allowance of 8. Make him a very mobile blitzer, which, in terms of who he is named after, makes me very happy. One of my favorite Raiders players, Dr. Death. He was a safety, so movement important. Alright. I'm going to buy an apothecary. Spend my 50,000. You can only have one, but we're going to get that. And man, who was it? Wasn't Kneecapper. One of you jerk-offs is wearing a brown shirt. Who is it? You. Why are you wearing a brown shirt? I'm thinking I'm going to fire him to keep my team aesthetic. It's a completely useless expense, but I got a free 30,000. So I mean, I basically got my apothecary for free with gambling on that last reroll. Yeah. Yeah, I want to keep my aesthetic. So we're going to go ahead and re-grab our guy here. And make sure he's set to 9 or 1. I want him to have facial hair. Let's go with 1. Give him some... Actually, you know what? Let's just... He's a lineman. Let's give him the clean-shaven look. And he is going to be our new scrub spine breaker. Still has a white shirt. Still has a white shirt. Don't do that to me again, game. You made me waste 50,000. That's going to be it for this episode, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you next time. We're going to go ahead and continue the adventures of the Middenheim Trauma Crew through the various Blood Bowl circuits and see exactly how this team develops out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.